So welcome to Dan's Crypto Adventures. Today I've got a few things planned for us. The big thing about today is how do we set up our miners. I currently have two miners, miner 1, miner 2. Miner 1 is a combination of 1070s and 1070 Ti's. Miner 2 is 1080s and 1080 Ti's. And so I'm looking for a way that I can set those up here in my home when I'm out at work, at the office, on vacation. I want to be able to log in, check those out, see what the temperatures are, see how it's mining, what coin is it on, those kinds of things. I'd also like something that can automatically switch between different coins. So if one coin is for some reason spikes one day or a few hours even, I'd like it to be able to switch to that coin, mine that, take full advantage of it, and then switch back to whatever the next most profitable coin is. And so one of the best programs I've seen that does that is Awesome Miner. And so I'm going to show you guys how I have that set up in my house. So I've got both those machines running Awesome Miner. I've got that linked to Mining Pool Hub. So that's a website, a pool that you can mine to. You can set Mining Pool Hub to automatically convert anything you're mining into a certain coin. So for example, I have it automatically convert everything into Ethereum. That way it's just easier for me to deal with. I don't have 5 or 6 different coins with small amounts in each. This way it just sends it all in Ethereum to my wallet. So I find that's the best way. So let's look at the rigs first, and then we'll start talking about the software and how to set it up. So this here is miner 1. So this is 6 cards, 1070s and 1070 Ti's. They are Zotac and EVGA. And then over here I have miner 2, and this is a GTX 1080, one of those, and then 2 1080 Ti's. Those are all by MSI. 2 of those are the Gaming X, and then one is the Armor series. So I did an unboxing on the Armor, actually all of these. So the Armor is not my favorite card. I am having issues with it overheating, which is the reason for the fans here that don't seem to be doing anything. So I'm working on some different ideas on that. I have a few other options I'm thinking about to kind of keep that card cool. So again, I want both of these machines to be in my house, and then I want to be able to monitor them from anywhere I am, as long as I have an internet connection, and I'd like for them to automatically switch between different types of coins. So I'm going to switch over to computer screen, and we can go through that a little bit and talk about how to get that installed and set up on each rig, and also how to monitor it. And now for Awesome Miner, you need to tell it to mine to a certain pool, obviously. And so for the purposes of this, I'm going to go to Mining Pool Hub. That is I really like that hub. They charge, I think it's 0.9% for a pool fee, which is actually pretty low. And so here is, I'm already logged in, but here is kind of my account. I'll log out just to kind of show you guys what to do. It should be pretty easy to set up an account. So basically you would come here to the blank page, hit sign up, go through the sign up process, get everything underway. And then for me, I'm just going to log in right here. So here's kind of the main page that we have. If you click on kind of balances, it'll show you all your different balances, your different coins you have and what's available. We're going to click on auto exchange. This is one of the features I really like about this, and one of the reasons I use this pool is on this side over here is kind of all of the different coins that this pool accepts. So all of these coins here you can mine, and it will come to this site and be stored in the wallet. And then these are the things that it can automatically exchange. So if you look at here, the ads coins I've never heard of. If there's an X, it means it cannot auto exchange. If there's a 0, it means it can. So this one here can auto exchange right there. There's a couple of coins, I think it's crypto, no, what is it? Ethereum cannot. So it's all X's, so it cannot convert auto exchange to anything else. So if you mine that, you will have that. Everything else you can set to mine, automatically mine, and then automatically convert to other things. If you, let's say you were on auto mine, but you really liked Bitcoin Cash and you didn't want that to auto exchange, you just wanted to keep that, But if it was mining something else you don't really care about, so you want it to auto exchange, you would leave that on. Now, if you change anything, make sure you go to the bottom here and click Update Settings. Many times I've not scrolled all the way down to see that, and so I've not updated my settings. And then you also need to set what you want to auto exchange to. In this case, I'm going to Ethereum, just because that's easy for me to move around. And right now it's relatively inexpensive. If it gets popularity of mining increases again, and the transaction fees for that can go up again, then I'll look for something else. Litecoin is another good option if you want to just move things around. So that's another good option. But right now I'm using just Ethereum. And again, you click that and then click on Set Auto Exchange. And then you need to go to Hub Workers. So this here, you would plug in your worker name and password. It really doesn't matter what the password is. It can be anything. Click Add Worker, and it'll add it to this side over here. So you can see I have my username, and then I have the password, which is that, which really doesn't matter. It can be anything. And then you click Update Workers. That way it saves it all. And so that's really all that you need to do here on this. Oh, actually, so I am mining to Ethereum. So you need to go to the Ethereum wallet. These are all the different individual pools, and those are where your individual wallets are stored. So we're going to go to the Ethereum section here. So now we're on the Ethereum pool on the Mining Pool Hub. And so you go to Dashboard, and you can see kind of an overview of transactions and everything you have on here. You click on Wallet, and here's where you will need to enter in your wallet. So that's pretty much it. That's all you got to do on Mining Pool Hub. Make sure you put this to whatever your address is and change your threshold to whatever makes sense for you. There is a fee to send it. Right here is the fee. So just keep that in mind. The larger this can be, your payment threshold can be, the less of a percentage that fee is, so the better. It just depends a little bit on how quickly your rigs mine and how often you want to get paid. For me, I'd like to get paid at least every day, and so that's why I have it at this threshold. I could increase that, but I like getting paid every day. I like seeing my balance increase daily on it. And so that is pretty much all that you need to do here. Alright, so now we've moved over to my laptop. So this is my laptop that I use when I'm in the house. I also use it when I'm at work, so I take it with me. So I cannot install Awesome Miner on this. If I installed it on here, if this laptop was here and running, then if I was on this network, then everything would work fine and dandy. But the minute I went off-site, these miners would continue to run, but I would not be able to monitor what they are doing and how they are working. And so that's part of the goal here. We want to be able to do that. And so we need to install the software on the mining machines. And so I'm going to, right here, my miners, got miner 1, miner 2. I'm just going to go, I'm just remoting into those to do what I need to do. So let's start with miner 2. So we're just going to log into that. And then here is here's the desktop on the miner. At the top here, you can see the IP address for this miner. So the first thing we need to do is install Awesome Miner. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the Awesome Miner website. So we're going to go here. Terrible speller, but hey, look at that, I'm close enough. So let's go into it. So here's the main page for Awesome Miner. We want to go to right here where it says download. And we've got two different files we can download here, Awesome Miner installer and then the remote agent. Now we only want the Awesome Miner installer installed on one computer on the network, and then the remote agent would be installed on all the other computers. You do not want this main installer on every computer, on every miner. So I'm going to install Awesome Miner installer on this computer. This is miner 2. And then miner 1, I'm only going to put this remote agent down here. In fact, you do not want both of these installers on both computers. That would cause issues. So for this computer, we're going to do just this main installer here. And once it is done, we will install this program on this computer. Okay, so here's the beginning of the installation. Next, course we read every detail and accept. Just going to install it wherever it recommends. Install. Yes. So now is installing. And yes, we'll have it launch the installer when it is done. Okay, so I'm going to close the website. Now, I did have a previous installation of this program on this computer, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that so it's not there. Now, when you first install Awesome Miner on this computer and you first turn it on, you're going to be greeted with New Miner. So you're going to have this screen right here is what you'll be shown immediately. So for me, I just had to click that button because I had a previous installation. So here we're going to start going through this. So we just want to hit Next. We want a managed profit miner. So we do want this program to change the coin that it is mining to go after whatever is the most profitable at that time. So that's what we want to choose. And then we can name it whatever we want. So I'm going to name it miner 2. Miner host. This is where you plug in the IP address. This address that's in here is actually the miner 1 IP, so I do not want that. I want this one to be local for now. So right now what I'm setting up is this miner and mining. So miner host is going to be local. Then we need to pick the profit switching profile. You've got AMD, CPU, and NVIDIA. This computer has, this miner right here has one 1080 and then two 1080 Ti, so those are both NVIDIA. So we want to go with NVIDIA GPU. And then next. And that's going to be about it. Click finish. And there it is. So we got miner 1. Alright, so here is miner 2. One of the things I want this to be able to do is look at all of the cards on there. So you can click on GPU right here, map to system monitoring. These are the 3 cards on this currently on this computer. So again, 2 1080 Ti's and 1 1080. We're going to click on display monitoring data. And then click OK. That way when it is running, if we click on the GPU tab right here, it will show the 3 cards and some of the information about them. But we're not quite ready to do that yet. So let's go from here, let's go up to options. And now we just kind of want to go down this line here. Yes, we want it to auto start when Windows starts. Automatically check for new versions, definitely want that. So now I'm just going to click through some of these options here and see what we need to change. Alright, so we clicked all the way through down here to profit switching. So this is one that we need to do a few things here. The first thing, switching interval. I set this system to check every 10 minutes. I don't recall offhand what the default is, but every 10 minutes I want it to check and see what the most profitable coin is. And then I checked this box here for a profit switch threshold. So if another coin is 1% more profitable or greater, then it will automatically switch to that other coin. If it is less than 1% more profitable, then I'll stay with the coin that is already on. So those are 2 numbers I plugged in there. I did not remember what the default is. Enable manage profit switching. I do want that checked. I do want this to be able to change between different algorithms, whatever's the most profitable at the time. I'm going to use mining pool hub, so I want to click on that. Now I've already gone on there and set up my account, and so that is Lantana 121, and then this miner is miner 2. And then region, I'm in the United States. So there we go for that. Profit profile. Alright, so we're going to go into the NVIDIA here. We're going to click edit. And we want to click everything in here that says NVIDIA. These are all NVIDIA GPUs, so we want to check all of those. We would not want to check any of the AMDs. Right now, I'm not checking Excavator. It gives an error message, so I need to look in that a little bit more to figure out what's going on there. So all the NVIDIAs we want to check, and then hit OK. And then let's continue down looking at these, make sure everything's okay. Alright, so I think that's all we need to check out. We've kind of gone through there and checked everything we need to. So now we're just going to hit OK. Now we're going to click on Miner 2. We want to go to Tools and Benchmark. And then these are all the different algorithms, all the different options, all the different coins we can do. We want to do Select All. I like to just do all combined rather than in each individual GPU. So all combined, we want it to test the NVIDIA algorithms. So that's what we want to check there, fast benchmark and start. Now this is going to take a few minutes. And so I forgot to click select all again. So now hit start. Now this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to let it do its thing, and then I'll come back when it is done and continue on from there. And just to show you what it looks like when Awesome Miner is running the benchmark. So right here is these are all of the algorithms that it's going to run. I just went and checked everything. Here's the different software it uses, the configured hash rate. So this is what the computer assumes your hash rate will be and kind of bases its decisions on. This here is the benchmarked actual hash rates. And if you look at the numbers, they are quite a bit different. So that's why I do like to go through this step. It does take a little while to do it. It probably takes a half hour to do it. But I do find it's worthwhile to get just a more accurate kind of idea of which coin we should be mining different times. And it will automatically open up all of these windows here and run the program and kind of see what the hash rate is. A couple of them, like this one here, the Kryptonite CC miner, that one, for whatever reason, didn't post a big benchmark at all. And that's fine. You know, if something doesn't work right, I want it to know that it is 0 and not consider that as a viable option for a coin to mine. So it's going to continue with this. Again, I'll let it do its thing, and then I'll check back in a little while when it's all done, and then we'll go from there. Alright, and so we are back with the benchmarking. So it has completed the benchmarks. So you can see this column right here is what the system was previously configured to. And then we have our benchmark results rate here in this last column. And so what we want to do is hit Save Profile. So now it will save those and overwrite that to the configured hash rate. That way when it does its calculations, it will use our actual hash rate that our system is capable of. And so that's really the last step to kind of get this rig up and running. So we're going to click on it and hit Start. And so it should start up here. So yeah, so there we go. So it is mining. And then down here at the bottom, we click on GPU. It'll show the 3 GPUs that are in this rig currently. It'll show the fan speed, temperatures, all that good stuff will be in there. Once it gets up and running, it should load in the speed here and such, so we can see how it is, how it's doing. So there we go. Now we got this one's reporting the fan, and it should kind of report the others here soon. Also, you click on pools and see that it is mining to the mining pool hub. It's got my worker name, everything there, so it's looking good. Alright, so now let's go over to Miner 1 and get that one set up. This one is quite easy to set up. We're going to, again, remote into it. Alright, so here's Miner 1. Here's the IP address for that. It's very important. You're going to need that later. I just know what it is, but also I can get it right there. If you don't know what it is, you'll need to log into your router or to use some other method to find out what that IP address is. You're going to need it later on. So now we need to get some software on this computer. So again, let's go to awesomeminer.com. Again, we're going to go to that downloads folder. Now this computer here, we do not want to install this one. All we want is the remote agent, nothing else. So we're going to click on remote agent, let that download and install itself. So click our way through this, read every word of that, click yes, next, absolutely, and then finished, and then we are done. So just to show you guys, this is my first mining rig. So it's got 6 cards, 1470 Ti's, 11070 on there. Alright, so now we have finished installing the remote agent application of Awesome Miner. So we're going to click on Windows, Awesome Miner Remote Agent, and then click right here to get it up and running. I just did that. So now it's going to stick it down here in the bar down here. You can see Awesome Miner Remote Agent. We're going to right click, go to Options, and Auto Start when Windows starts. Now your rig should already be set up to where if you have a power loss and the power comes back on, it will automatically turn on and log into Windows without having to go to the login screen or anything. And so you do want this to automatically start, so you click OK. And then that is it. We are done with miner 1. That is all that we need to put on this miner. So we can close this and then go back to miner 2. Okay, so we've got miner 2 up and running. So you can see in the background, it's active, it is running. And then over here it shows our profit per day and our profit per month. So now we need to add miner 1. So we're going to click on New Miner. Just click Next. And then that miner 1, that rig, we have installed the remote agent on that rig already. And so it is up and running. So now we're going to click on Network Scan. Hit Next. Under Miner Type, we're going to click the down arrow here and go to Awesome Miner Remote Agent. So we want to scan our network for any computer that's running that software. So then we're going to hit Start Scan, and finds it pretty quick. So just check that. Hit Next. Now we want it to be the managed profit miner, so we want it to switch coins based on profitability. So we want to use the profit switching profile for NVIDIA. That particular miner has 1070s and 1070 Ti, so we want NVIDIA. If you have RX, 580s, 480s, 570s, 470s, anything like that, then you would click AMD GPUs. But this one, I want NVIDIA. Then we're going to click Next, then Confirm Apply Changes, Finish, and there it is. So we haven't started it yet. We're not quite done setting it up. We're going to right-click on it and go to Properties. Now description, this is miner 1. Of course you name yours whatever you like. Auto start miner, so whenever this program starts we want it to automatically start that miner. And then click OK. And that is it. We just click on it now and hit start and it should start mining. There we go. So it has decided to mine Equihash. I'm not sure exactly which coin, but it is mining Equihash. Now we're going to click on GPU, and it already shows all of our GPUs here. So we've got 6 GPUs. It's got them in there. Great. Let's go ahead and map system monitoring. Yes, let's go ahead and check this. This way it'll display more of this information on the main screen over here. So there. So yeah. See, as soon as I click that, then it infilled a lot of this information. So I've got fan speed, the temperature, the hash rate for each individual card. So that's great. I like seeing all that information. And then pool, again, he's mining on Equihash. In order to figure out which coin exactly it's mining, what you want to do is look at right here, the 17023. That's the port that it is mining on. And that port is specific to whatever coin you're mining. So if we open up Mining Hub and we look for that port, my memory's terrible. What port was that? So that was 17023. So, and then right here, Equihash Zcash, the port is 17023. That matches, so it is currently mining Zcash. Now we should be able to go down here to Zcash. So this is the mining pool hub, the Zcash pool, and click dashboard, and there we go. So it's showing our hash rate on the mining pool hub website. So if we click balances, we can go over to where it shows all of our various wallets. So you can see how it's been jumping around. It's been jumping between Bitcoin Gold, Monocoin, Zcash, Zclassic, and Zencash. And it will automatically change these to Ethereum. Because that's just the way that I have it set up currently. Okay, and so we've got both miners up and running. We can see we got miner 1, miner 2, and all the information for them. Now, to be able, one of our other goals was to be able to remotely view this application to see how the miners are doing, what's running, what's coin they're on, what the temperature is, all those kinds of things. So we need to do a few more things to be able to do that. So we're going to go to Options, and then right down here we have this Web section here. So we're going to go down here. Now, some of these things, the API and local web server, these options require the professional version of the software, which if we go to the website, it's one of the pricey ones. So it's professional right there, cost $85. So personally, I'm not willing to spend that for that, so I'm not going to pay for that. And then also for the API, this one requires the premium. And to get the premium, that's the $170 version. So again, I'm not willing to put out that kind of cost for this. I have purchased the standard version, the $35, to get the 4 miners, so I do own that. One of the reasons I did it is when you purchase that, you get a free 30 days for the cloud mining. And so the cloud mining service is really one of the things that I'm interested in. And so I have purchased that to get the 30 days free. Beyond that, you will need to go to right here to Cloud Services, and then scroll down. It talks here about how great it is and everything it can do. And then down here is where it has the costs. And so this one here is $4 per month if you build annually, $5 per month if it's billed monthly. And so you would have that recurring payment to do that. But many other software packages, such as Simple Mining OS and others, they do have a monthly fee, so that's not unusual. $5 per month will handle 4 rigs, so I don't think that's really too bad. So you would click subscribe. I already have an account. I'm not going to go through and show you that. It's really not that difficult. So you'll just need to click subscribe and go through the process on their website. Then you'll need to go back to your Awesome Mining software. I'm on Miner 2 right now, where I have the primary software installed. Then you're going to click on Cloud Services. And right here, Cloud Services, this will be disabled when you first come here. You're going to want to click on whatever option you choose. I would like the option for Monitor and Manage from the cloud. The other option here are just to monitor and just notifications. But I want to be able to change settings and change what it's doing from the cloud. So I clicked on that. And then primary site, that's really the only one. I only have one site, so click on primary. And then you do need to enter your password and verify it. And then that is it. Then click OK. And then it is set up on this miner correctly. So now we need to go remotely and try to log in outside of my home network and see how it does. Okay, so now I'm outside of my my personal house. I am at my office, and so I'm going to log in and take a look at the Awesome Miner software online and see how it's doing. So we're just going to go to the web browser here. I have it bookmarked, of course, but you just go to the, when you sign up for the cloud, it gives you the web address you go to when you log into it like you would any other website. I'm not going to go through that. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And so this is the dashboard view. So it shows we have 2 active miners. I've got 9 GPUs, which that's correct. One rig has 6, one has 3, so that's correct. This is my current revenue per day, current revenue per month. And then I'm currently mining 2 active on Equihash. And this is the hash rate and the dollar per day. Click on miners. It will break out the individual miners, what their, I think those are the hottest temperatures there, and then accepted, rejected, their hash rate individually. You can also go into each miner. It'll show you more information about each individual GPU. At the bottom here, it gives you the option to reboot the rig, to stop currently mining, and to restart the rig. So it does give you some nice options there. You go back to miner, you can do the same thing in the miner 2 and the other rig. You can also set up notifications, and so that it will email you or send you a text if one of the miners goes down. So that's very handy as well. And then we have some of our account settings here. So it's great to be able to remotely log in to a dashboard. I can log into this, look here, see 2 active, 9 GPUs. I'm good, don't need to do anything. So that's one of my goals here. I just want to be able to quickly glance and see that it's up and running and there are no issues. So that is that. All right, and so there you have my kind of tutorial on how to set up and run Awesome Miner with the Mining Pool Hub. A couple things I want to point out. What happens if a system goes down or one of those two computers goes down? What happens? And what would happen in that scenario is, let's say miner 1 goes down. So that is not, that's the computer, the rig where I just have the remote agent. I don't have the primary software installed on it. In that case, when you pulled up the cloud services or pulled up the main software, it would show that rig is not running. Let's say there's a glitch in the software, the primary software that runs a system. In that scenario, both rigs would continue running. I believe they just run whatever kind of their last command was. So if they were last told to mine Equihash on Zcash, that's what they do. But your cloud mining services would not function. When you go to the website, it would simply say, have not heard, have not, I forget how it words it, but it says something like, have not heard from the miner in 5 minutes, or more than 5 minutes. So there's some message, something along those lines across the top of the screen that it will say there. So that's how you know that something is wrong. Unfortunately, with this software, there's really not a whole lot you can do at that point. I have my computer set up with a Wi-Fi enabled outlet, so I can remotely shut the rig, turn the power off to the rig so that it shuts off, wait a few minutes, turn it back on, and then when it reboots, hopefully everything will turn back on and get up and running on its own. But that is the, if the software goes down, that's the error message you would see. So that's how that works. So thank you for watching. I definitely appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message and ask, or put it in the comments below. As always, I am not a professional. I have no formal training. I just have managed to get this software up and running like I like it, and like I think it's supposed to be, intended to be run, and it works pretty well. I've got a few negative things about views of it, but overall I think it works pretty well. So thank you for watching. Please hit subscribe and like down below. So thanks.